Chapter 1. History at the Library. You are listening at famvetv.info. Chapter 1. History at the Library. Their history began in the library. Perhaps this act that the two were currently indulging in started before today, but this was the first time Vivian caught them in the act. Since ancient times, history was only valuable if it was remembered and recorded by someone. Oh, my God! Vivian almost dropped the book she was holding. She showed her nimbleness by quickly hiding behind the large bookshelf. As the name, the Imperial Library, suggested, the library in the Imperial Palace was huge and magnificent. The large bookshelf was enough to cover her small figure. Did they not hear her footsteps? Though she was suddenly worried about being discovered, Vivian soon dismissed her unnecessary worry. No, she's sure that she didn't get caught. There was no movement from the other party to find her. Vivian was very good at hiding herself. Due to her occupation, she was used to observing others while completely erasing her presence. I'm not showing off my ability to hide from others, yes. Oh, a restrained groan echoed in the library. The two people thought that they didn't need to suppress their moans because there was no one else in the library. The noise was so erotic that Vivian's hair stood on its end. The man urged the woman even more. Yes, moan, more for me. Ha! I'm here because this is a public space, Vivian muttered silently in her heart. But she didn't want to cough or show up in front of them and pull them away from their moment of pleasure. If they had the courage to do this in public, then they probably wouldn't even be ashamed if they found out that she saw them. Wow, I've never seen people do this with my own eyes. Vivian covered her mouth with her hand and sighed excitedly. She was still a virgin woman, she hadn't even had the chance to hold a man's hand. This was the first time Vivian had personally seen a man and woman connected with each other. Vivian had only heard, read, and written about this. Although her reaction to this situation was like that of a teenager who was first introduced to sex, she was excited for another reason. Isn't this the perfect material for my book? How could someone dare to do such an indecent thing in a place like this? Those who were able to set foot in the Imperial Night Library either had the status of a noble or above, or they obtained permission directly from the Emperor. Otherwise, they must have obtained permission to enter the Imperial Night Library from the sages of the Sage Tower. That I should thank them for doing something so bold in the library at this late hour. Vivian decided to be bolder. She removed a few books from the bookshelf so she could observe them through the gap. She moved very carefully so that she didn't make any noise. The first thing she saw was their naked body that was covered in sweat. Even though it was nighttime, their fair skin sparkled thanks to the intense exercise they were doing. The woman's slender back was covered with messy blonde hair as she rode the man like a skilled dancer. The blondes arched back, revealing the dreamy expression she had on her face. This was intense. Listen to the full novel at FameTV.info, direct link in the description.